Hola amigos, aquí tenemos la práctica con los miembros de la familia, talking about your family members, and then using possessive adjectives for anything that someone owns, or if we want to indicate that a family member is my brother, your sister, etc. How to do that in Spanish. As I've indicated in class, we want to teach you um, vocabulary in groups, in themes, but we also want to not have you just have a collection of isolated words, but to be able to use them in sentences and to connect one lesson to another. We've talked about this before. For example, when we learned items of clothing, and then we learned colors in a separate lesson, and we were able to put the two and two together. And then we taught you the verb for to wear, and then you could say you're wearing or you're putting on, taking off clothing. That communicative type of communication is what we want to do, and we're trying to do that here with family members. ¿Dónde viven tus primos? ¿Dónde viven tus primos? Ellos viven en Nicaragua. Ellos viven en Nicaragua. Or, no tengo primos. No tengo primos. ¿Cuántos años tiene tu abuela? ¿Cuántos años tiene tu abuela? Mi abuela tiene 85 años. Mi abuela tiene 85 años. Or and, ella todavía es muy activa. Ella todavía es muy activa. If you wanted to add a sentence to about your grandma, just to give more information to the questioner. ¿Cuántos hermanos tienes? ¿Cuántos hermanos tienes? And remember, any of these collective family names that are OS, if they're plural, they can be either all male, for example, all brothers here, or it can be a mix of sisters and brothers with the term hermanos. Tengo dos hermanos. Tengo dos hermanos. So that sentence alone, I wouldn't know whether the person has two brothers or a brother and a sister. I would know he doesn't have, or she doesn't have, two sisters. Tengo una hermana y dos hermanos. Tengo una hermana y dos hermanos. Or you could have the case, no tengo hermanos, soy hijo único. No tengo hermanos, soy hijo único, an only child. La familia. La familia. The slides that follow are cues or prompts to try to get you to come up with a word that pertains to the clue. Tus tíos, primos, abuelos, sobrinos, etc. It is la familia, but it is also los parientes, relatives. Otro nombre, another name. Otro nombre para la esposa. We would also call this un sinónimo, a synonym. Sinónimo or otro nombre. Mujer. Mujer. La esposa o la mujer. Mi mujer. Otro nombre para el esposo, un sinónimo de esposo, marido. Mi marido. Él es mi marido. José. Él es mi marido. As I indicated earlier, there is no possessive apostrophe S to indicate possession, as in Johnny's hat, we would say el sombrero de Juan. So we do the same for inanimate objects, but we also refer to family members with these possessives. And so we'll be talking about the possessives in another slideshow. But el ejemplo aquí, el libro de Mario becomes Mario's book in English. So we're using the same structure to try to get you to come up with a family term for what is given in the clue. La esposa de tu padre, si no es tu mamá. La esposa de tu padre, si no es tu mamá, is your madrastra. Madrastra. Stepmom, stepmother. Madrastra. La esposa de tu padre, si no es tu mamá, es tu madrastra. El esposo de tu hermana. El esposo de tu hermana is what to you? That would be tu cuñado. Cuñado, tu cuñado, es mi cuñado. El esposo de mi hermana es mi cuñado. La madre, or la mamá, de tu esposa. La madre de tu mamá, de tu esposa, is, of course, your beloved suegra, mother-in-law. La suegra, es mi suegra. La mamá de mi esposa es mi suegra. Lo que eres tú, what you are, para tu abuelo. So what would you be to your abuelo? Lo que eres para tu abuelo, that you are his nieto, nieto, grandson, grandson. If you were female, it would be nieta. So lo que eres tú para tu abuelo, granddad, or abuela, grandma, nieto, or nieta. La persona con quien quieres bailar e ir al cine, you want to go out with this person to have fun, es tu novio, tu novia. La persona con quien quieres bailar e ir al cine is your novio or novia. Of course, it could be your esposo or esposa, marido, but it's, for this slide, the purpose of this slide, novio, novia, your sweetheart, your main squeeze. El hijo de tu hermana, el hijo de tu hermana is your sobrino, nephew. El hijo de tu hermana, sobrino. El padre de tu abuelo, el padre de tu abuelo is your bisabuelo. Bisabuelo, great grandfather. El padre de tu abuelo es tu bisabuelo. Los niños en tu casa. Los niños en tu casa. Running all over the place, chasing the dog, etc. Hijos, hijos, hijos. Children, sons or sons and daughters. Los hijos, los niños en tu casa son tus hijos. In class today, we talked about trying to select which of the 4 possible basic forms of the possessive adjective and then putting them in the correct form. That it is a 2-step process to doing it. Step 1 is decide which of the basic forms, either mi, tu, su, or nuestro, you're going to need based on who is owning the thing. To whom does the person or thing belong? And then you'll choose the basic form of mi, tu, su, or nuestro based on that. Then you look at the noun that appears to the right of the possessive adjective, as it does in English, and we have to determine, is it plural, is it feminine or masculine, and put the basic form of the possessive adjective with its correct ending. Here are the 4 basic forms, as I said, mi, tu, su, nuestro, but we also have mis, we also have tus, and sus, if what follows is plural. And you notice that there is no concern for gender with mi, tu, and su, just number. How many people? So it's mi padre, but mis padres, tu sombrero and tus sombreros, etc. Nuestro, however, because the basic forms ends in 0, then we have 4 possible forms. This is another adjective like rojo, like alto. So there are 4 possible forms depending on what follows. Nuestro padre, nuestra casa, nuestros perros, nuestras amigas. And then we called attention to the fact that su can cause confusion because there are all of these possible translations in English. And so you have to indicate, clarify in other ways when you're using the su or sus. There has to be a mutual understanding that you're talking about it's his or it's her or it's its, etc. Theirs. Here are some examples. Mi libro, tu manzana, su sombrero, sus zapatos, nuestras blusas, nuestro desayuno, su abuela, nuestra cena, mis primos, tus hermanas. And note, just to amplify or give you an example, su sombrero could be his hat, her hat, its hat, if the dog or something that you don't use a gender with, su sombrero, the doggy's hat. It could be you all, use guys, it's your hat. It could be it's their hat. So whenever we're using that particular form of a possessive adjective, we have to do something else, like point to someone, or it's already been referred to in previous conversation, so there's no doubt about who we're talking about. ¿Es tu chaqueta? ¿Es tu chaqueta? No, no es mi chaqueta. Es de ella. No, no es mi chaqueta. Es de ella. ¿Son tus zapatos? ¿Son tus zapatos? No, no son mis zapatos. Son los zapatos de Juan. No, no son mis zapatos. Son los zapatos de Juan. ¿Es nuestra casa? ¿Es nuestra casa? No, no es nuestra casa. Es la casa de Juan. No, no es nuestra casa. Es la casa de Juan. Es la camisa de Mario. ¿Es la camisa de Mario? No, No es su camisa, es la camisa de mi hermano. ¿Es la camisa de Mario? No, no es su camisa. Note, su here is not confusing. We know we're referring by the previous question that we're referring to Mario. Is it Mario's question? Is it his shirt? Even though su can be confusing, we're connecting it to Mario based on what was said. No, no es su camisa, es la camisa de mi hermano. Es la camisa de mi hermano. The second sentence giving further clarification.